We're live. Good morning all. Or good evening, good afternoon. How are you? Hope you're well. All that good stuff. For those that didn't manage to see the title, we are in Alice Springs. So basically we're sort of, I don't want to say dead centre, but if you were to throw a dart in the middle of Australia, it's kind of where we are. We're not a million miles away from Ayers Rock. And we are heading up to Darwin. Ah! Look who's here. How you doing? I recognise that paper plane icon anywhere. So yeah, heading up to Darwin. Relatively short flight, which is kind of good because that gives us time for a cold and dark. So we'll go ahead and do that this morning. And I think it said it's about 1 hour and 10 to Darwin, which is shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were looking at more like 2 hours, but I always struggle to gauge distance when you're sort of travelling north or south. I find I'm more accurate judging east to west or that kind of thing, which is weird, but there we are. Anyway, let's jump into the flight deck and get ourselves in some form of state of being ready. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well indeed. Oh, it's a bus. Glad it's Monday. Glad it's time to stream again. Had to spend the weekend working. Boo hiss. Boo hiss indeed. Right. What am I doing? Let's check the parking brake is off. So throttle levers. Idle. Parking brake is set. Engines are set to off. Sweet. Alright. Get some batteries on. Oh, your holiday's ended. Oh no. Right, let's get the nav started at least, because that will take quite a while to align, because the further you are from the equator, the longer it takes, and obviously we are quite a way away from it right now. Okay. Let's get the APU switched on. Come on. You woke up and nearly forgot you had school. It happens to the best of us, I wouldn't worry. One of those things. Right, there we go. Let's get the APU bleed on. And what we'll do down here... I finally got around to watching the new Top Gun. It's a very cool movie. Whoops. What am I doing? There we go. Right. I've set the boarding to instant, which I know isn't realistic, but honestly, like, by the time we get the plane started, you end up just waiting for like 10 minutes, and it's like, oh, come on, I just want to go fly, you know? Okay. External power off. Nav is on. Let's get the fuel pumps ready to go. Cruise supply. And we're just looking for any white lights, which I cannot see. Let's get the emergency lights on. No smoking. Still makes me laugh every time. Alright, let's see if we can get this flight plan in. Yeah, the movie was good. It was very good. It's very true to the original. I won't give anything away, but yeah, it's a cool movie. At the start, I was a bit like, oh, not sure. And then it got very good. Just set that off flaps to take off. Speeds. I don't know why it came up with that. Right, here we go. So YBAS is where we are. And we're going to take off on runway 12. And there's a Sid called Scott. There it is. Scott 13. And we'll insert that one. Obviously we can't see where we're going yet because the nav hasn't aligned, but it will do. We'll take on. Right. And then when we get to Darwin. No, I haven't done. I know what I haven't done. What star do we use going into Darwin? That's the question. Is the question. Hard to tell. Looking at what SimBrief has told us to do. Thing about Q23, but there's just nothing there, is there? Right, let's look at our way out of here at least. Plan mode. Let's have a look. It wants us to come out and make a turn. And then what? It's a very strange way to come out of an airport, not gonna lie. So where is Scott? Scott is miles away. Why is it not drawn a line to there? Something doesn't feel right about this. Oh, you've had daylight savings already? Oh, we haven't had that. To set. Right, let's just start removing stuff, see if it fixes it. There we go. I knew that would fix it. So what happens now? Okay, executive decision. We're going to have to just make our own way to Scott because it's being weird. And that's final. Let's have a quick look, actually, on the plan. Here we go to Gregor. Then Bones. It'll be fine. Of course it'll be fine. Right. What has it got in store for us already? Let's have a look. Well, that's a weird way of doing it. Let's... I don't know what star to select. Let's go for that one, see what happens. Okay. Maybe not that one. Just looking at what... What sim brief? Sim toolkit is saying. Okay, let's go with Veg P5A. 7A. Yeah, see, the data I've got is out of date. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It may be there's a discontinuity. Oh lordy. Oh no. So it wants us to go around here, then around there, then around there, somehow back to here. And then in. So that's fine. So basically everything from Sari looks good. Decel looks good. Why can't it just get us from Vegpoo? I love these names. To Itza, that's all we want to do. Is it the decel that's like upsetting it maybe? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, hang on. It wants us to go to DN first. Then it's... why has it done that? This is very confusing. Alright. I'm going to start removing some stuff. See if that fixes it. Get rid of you. Partly better. So we've got two Itzas, which we don't want. Would the real plane do this? That's my question. We've got two Vegpoos. Alright, that's looking significantly better. Yes, look at that. Fixed it. Yeah, the real plane surely would not behave like this. This must be a bug within the fly-by-wire. At least I hope it is. Blimey. Alright, I think that concludes our messing around with a partially broken flight plan. Hope you all enjoyed that. Of course, I do it all for you. Oh. Right, let's get our altimeter set to local. And let's see if we can get ourselves going. Because that dragged on a bit, I'm not going to lie. 1008, 1008. In the window because flight plan is broken. Just head straight out. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Set our transponder. Okay, let's get our beacon lights on. And seatbelts. And see if we can get ourselves pushed back. So, where are we going? Heading down to the end of the runway here. We're going to take off that way. And shoot off towards Darwin. Right, where's the tug? So I think what we'll do, we'll reverse and try and bring the plane back around here, if it will let us. Is that tug done? Yep, it is now. Who put that catering truck there in my way? Go. Try and get our wing clear of that truck before we ask the tug. Wrong way! Ah! Come on, turn. Alright. What on earth is this thing doing? So it's got to be that way then. I need to get GSX Pro urgently. Right, we're just going to head down this taxi ramp. You're back, good. I've managed to mess up the pushback. For whatever reason, these two decided to invert themselves and sent us the wrong way. Right, I think that's quite enough of that. We're going to get rid of this tug because it's starting to annoy me now. Tug, get out of here. Alright. Alright, alright. Hey, let's see if we can fire up an engine. The other one. Looking pretty good. Get these screens brightened up a little bit for us. Set our flaps to 1. Ready for takeoff? Good, everything's running. Alright, let's do ground spoilers to max in case we have a issue. Speed brakes armed. Put the engines into normal. Alright. APU bleed off. APU master off. Put our strobes on. Put our nose lights to taxi. And we'll use our runway town of flights. Does the freeware A330-900 have an A320 cockpit? Yes and no. Like, it looks a bit different. It all looks a bit bigger. But it's basically the same. For all intents and purposes, yes, I would say it is the same. So yeah. Right. Let us have a little taxi. Yeah, it's a great plane. Like, very lucky that we have it, really. Yeah, some people are like, well, it's just like the A320. Like, yeah, but it looks like the A330, therefore it's cool, so be quiet. Be grateful. Oh. And just get out of the way. Alright. Authorization to run you over. The bots on here are just like the worst. If there's a way to turn them off, I would. Maybe there is. It's a very thin taxiway, right? Hey, Hugo, how's it going? Welcome on in. Check out the DHC7. I'll tell you what I have been tempted by actually is the Honda Jet. Something very appealing about that plane, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the fact that the engines are mounted the way they are, because that is an unusual way to mount an engine, I'll grant you, but I think there's something appealing about the idea that I think in like the real world it's like $5 million, which is a lot of money, like obviously completely out of the question for myself and most others, but it's kind of nice to think that if you did come into a bit of money, like it's not like it's 100 million, is it? It's like it's 5 million. So you could maybe get one day and learn to fly it and fly yourself around the globe, almost just like having your own little car that flies. It's very small. I just find there's something very very appealing about that idea. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But yeah, the A380 from Fly-by-Wire, that is going to be amazing when that comes out. Here we go. I keep meaning to do some long haul stuff on this channel. I mean, obviously I won't be able to sit here and do it live. It will be live, but like I'll do the takeoff, get us up to cruise, and then probably have to disappear. And then I guess just leave it going for like 6 hours and come back and do the descent with you all and bring it into land. Right. We are ready to go. Don't be alarmed by the flight plan. It's broken. I know it's broken. We're going to take off and come around and join it. Still about that paper plane, man. Right. Shall we go to Darwin? Let's go to Darwin. Not before we set our takeoff lights, though. Everything on, shall we? Let's go to Darwin. Fully loaded today, and you can feel that the plane feels heavier. Definitely being pushed to the left of the runway a bit as well without any rudder input. Alright, let's rotate and get out of here. Woo. Yeah, that is a there's a lot of wind going on. Yeah, sorry guys, don't fancy it today. Just not in the mood, you know. Alright, let's get our speed to 210. Get the old autopilot on. Yeah, imagine that being sat on the runway. It's like, oh, you know what, I've just had such a rubbish day. I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, what? You've got like 200 people sat here waiting. Like, yeah, no, just not into it today, guys, sorry. Mind you, there was that pilot recently, like with obviously all the COVID shortages and staff shortages and like, you know, everything that goes with that. Obviously the airlines had their backs up against the wall, they were really struggling. And I think one pilot had a load of rowdy passengers on board. So he stepped out of the cockpit. I think they were giving the cabin crew a hard time, and basically said, you know, I don't need this. Like, you can either come with us to where we're going and be nice, but you can leave the aircraft immediately. Which I thought was a brilliant way to handle it. Sorry. Well, it looks like the map and the stats are broken today, which is good news. Yep, definitely not working. Oh well. We'll be good without it. Right, guys. Hey, welcome on in. How you doing? Good to see you. Thoughts on some background music today? I'll put a poll up. I think I fixed my issue. I put a poll up being like last time, or one of the times before, being like, does anyone want some like chilled sort of background music? And everyone's like, yeah, great, do it. Ooh, sorry, I just whacked my mic arm. Everyone's like, yeah, do it. So I pressed the button and it just didn't work. Gear up. Oh, I know what I did. I accidentally pressed the gear down button. Good job I did that. Right, standard. Turn all this stuff off. There we go. I know what I'm doing, I swear. It's Monday. To make matters worse, my coffee's gone cold. Right, so let's have a look. How far have we got to go? 700 miles. See, why was... Well, Simbrief is saying it's only going to take an hour and 10. Obviously it's going to take longer than that. That's weird. Anyway. At Vegpoo, we need to be at 8,000 feet. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Like, that can't be how that's supposed to be pronounced. 660 miles. And we're going to be at 36 going down to, what was it? 8. Choose our top of descent calculator. Nice. So we'll keep an eye on that. What I'm going to do is drag this over here. Then I can see what the plane's doing while we enjoy some nice views out the window. Hey Nebula, how's it going? Oh, look at how red that land is. That's like the stuff you see in the travel brochures, isn't it? That real deep, rich, red Australian soil. It's amazing. Slightly ashamed that I managed to put the gear back down after takeoff. That was an egregious error. I think I must have like double pressed the button or something. Not that I'm making excuses, but some of the buttons on my joystick kind of feel like they're getting a bit like sticky. Like you've got to press them and they don't always register, or they registered twice, or you know. I don't know. Got a can of contact cleaner. Maybe I'll try that. I could end up just breaking the whole thing though. No way, we're up to 7 likes. That's awesome, thank you guys. Thank you all. Honestly, that really, really helps the channel, helps the stream. It's like, it helps enormously, so please don't think I don't appreciate you for that. I really do. Right, let's see if we can get a little bit of background music on the go. Don't know if it'll work. It might work. If I fixed it and my fix continues to work. Oh, hello. So I've got to get the mix right now between the engine noise and the music. So help me out in the chat. Say either like engines up or music up, or engines down, music down. Obviously I can monitor in my headphones, but I'm never quite sure how it sounds to you. That's some chill vibes right there. Love it. It sounds good, nice. Right, I'm going to go and reheat my coffee. I'm going to make new coffee. I'm not reheating coffee, I'm not an animal. I'm going to make a new cup of coffee, and I'll be back. You all enjoy the tunes and the views. we're back with coffee. So I think the weather might have bugged again. We've got like an 85 mile an hour headwind slash crosswind, which to me just does not seem... That's not what the weather's doing in Australia right now, I don't think. So at the risk of losing realism, so I've got the time set back a little bit. If I turn off live weather, look at how the plane's going to sort of fall to one side. There we go. It can actually go on its own flight path now. Let's do some scattered clouds. Maybe broken clouds so we can see a bit better. A few clouds. There we go. Guessing the map's still busted. Yeah, it's not happening today, is it? Wonder why. Ah, that'll be why. There we go. Yeah, absolutely awesome views. I'm curious if the landscape is going to change much as we get into Darwin. Obviously I've never been to Australia, I'm not familiar with the landscape. It shocked me when we came into Melbourne, just how green it was. I mean, obviously we're sort of in the middle of Australia where it's fairly heavily baked, but curious how that's going to change as we head north towards the coast. Oh, it will get greener, will it? That's cool. Yeah, such a diverse landscape, isn't it, Australia? incredible place. I would love to go there someday. Just pray I don't run into any spiders. Hey Paola, how's it going? Jalis, am I pronouncing that right? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by the stream, appreciate it. So we've got about an hour to run. Hour and 10, not far. And I'm led to believe that the scenery is going to get a lot greener the nearer we get to the coast. So that's going to be cool. Hey Valentine. Valentine. How do I pronounce that? Honestly, like this YouTube stuff is so difficult pronouncing people's names. Alice Springs, Darwin, they are in Australia, that's correct, yeah. Alice Springs is kind of in the middle, not a million miles from Ayers Rock. And Darwin's up on the north coast, which is where we're heading now. Victoria, okay. Forgive me, but where is Victoria in Australia? Is that like a state? Do I only fly the fly-by-wire? I mostly fly the fly-by-wire. I do have the Boeing 737 from PMDG, but I'm very much in learning mode on that. It's despite being a very similar looking aircraft, vastly different. Vastly different. I would argue at this point anyway. Oh, okay, right, it's Melbourne. Nice. Got my bearings now. But yeah, I can't wait for the A380 that they're going to do. It's going to be such a cool aircraft. They're working on a new 3D model for the A320. What, as in like the exterior or interior or the lot? I hadn't heard that. That's cool though. I'm just excited for the A380. I kind of think if they can apply the same level of detail to that as they have with this, then we're in for an absolute treat with that aircraft. And I can understand why they're not really letting on as to when it's going to be available, because it's all open source, it's volunteers. Like, I fully understand that. Kind of respect it, actually. How long's left on the flight? So I don't know if you can see, we've got some stats at the top of the page there. And there's one box that says ETE, that stands for estimated time en route. So at the moment, about an hour and 5 is what it's saying. It's not too far. But that is calculated based on our current speed. So as we slow the aircraft down for the descent, that'll obviously push it out by a few minutes, but nothing too drastic. Alright, we're back in like 2 minutes. I'm going to put my fans on because it's getting really hot in here. Sorry for my bad English, I'm not English. Yeah, you could have fooled me. Your English is great. Let's take a little look at our plan, shall we? See where we're headed. Okay, so we put our mode into plan. There's Scott, that was our last waypoint, or Scotty, we should say. See, let's set out just a touch. So there's us. About 181 miles out from Gregor. So we're going to head on up to Gregor, then to Bones, then up to Fergie, then zoom us in a little bit. This is us. We're going to be 8,000 feet by this waypoint. Get ourselves down to 3 by Lapa, which is here. Catch the ILS, and then we'll go all the way on in. That's the plan. What's the pole doing? I haven't checked on the pole. Predictably, it's split. What's that the other side? Had this view for a few minutes. Unless we get a clear winner on the pole. Which, if you haven't done the pole yet, now is your time. Hey, welcome back. You can definitely see the land getting lighter, can't you? It hasn't got that same, like, rich red that it had when we left Alice Springs. You can just see hints of it the further back you look. It is an absolutely remarkable landscape though. Thank you, by the way, to everyone that's liked the stream. I really do appreciate that. It helps the channel so much. It really does. So I checked on the YouTube app the other day, and apparently we have enough subscribers now to get monetized, but we don't have enough watch hours. You need 4,000 hours, I just learned. 4,000 hours of watch time. And we're currently at just under 1,500. It's a pretty tall order, isn't it? 4,000 hours. And apparently YouTube Shorts. So if you've subscribed to the channel, you probably see a lot of the YouTube Shorts I post. I try and do one a day, like of a landing or a takeoff, like the last few seconds. People seem to like that. But they don't count. I've got loads of hours worth of those, but they don't count towards it, apparently. It's just like, oh, damn it. The streams do, so long as I leave the video live afterwards. I don't know, yeah. Just trying to figure it all out as I go. It's all a learning journey, all this YouTube stuff. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate the likes. It means the world, it really does. Yeah, that's right. The flight's about 2 hours. Interestingly, SimBrief predicted I'd be in the air for an hour and 10, which I don't know why it thought that. That seems a bit weird. Yeah, 2 hours would be about right. We're at about the halfway point, and a little under 2 hours according to the ETE. But obviously that will stretch out as we start to slow down for the descent. As for the descent, let's have a quick look, see what's going on. We are 381 miles away from Vegpoo. Every time I say that I'm going to laugh. And we need 102 miles to get from 36,000 feet to 8,000 feet at 2,000 feet per minute. So that is to say, when this number here reads 102, we need to start our descent. I'm probably going to do it at nearer 110, just so we've got a little bit of time, a little bit of grace period to straighten anything out should we need to. Keep anything going, get speed under control, just anything that we need to do that might eat up a few of those miles. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's about 250 miles. And we'll think about our descent. Nearly 9 PM. Yeah, so I had to move the time a little bit, mostly because I didn't want to be flying in the dark. A, because I don't like flying in the dark, and B, it's not really a lot for you to see either, is there? So, at the risk of breaking the realism, I fiddled with the time today. That's okay. I'm going to be back in a few minutes. You'll enjoy the views and the tunes. Won't be long. And back. But because of daylight saving times, your Tuesday and Thursday streams are at 5 AM here in Australia, which means that's when you wake up. Awesome. That's cool. They're about 220-ish miles out before we're going to start our descent. So not too long. Not too long at all. Very peaceful stream, yeah. I almost feel bad talking on the mic. It's like the views and the music, like it's such a powerful combination, and then there's me ruining it. Maybe I should stay off the mic during the cruise and just let the music and the scenery do the talking. I suppose I could. Just like use the text chat during the cruise. Don't know. Yeah, that's right. We're not live at the moment. I've wound the time back by a few hours just so we can see. For the exact reason you mentioned, it is dark where you are, so, or in NT. Figured this scenery is too good to miss, so we'd have a bit of daylight. The small community starting to grow. It's great. Yeah, you're not wrong. It really is great. It's really cool seeing some regular names start appearing in the chat. I feel like at the moment the morning streams, so i.e. this stream, has almost got an entirely different crowd to the evening streams I do on Tuesday and Thursday. You get a completely different set of names that turn up for that one. But I guess if you come along to both, you'll get to know those others as well, which is cool for you. They're a good bunch. You can definitely tell the scenery is starting to change under us as we get nearer the coast as well. I say the land is so much lighter compared to what it was in Alice Springs, and you're sort of seeing patches of vegetation as well now. Very gradual change, but it is changing. You woke up at 3:55. Yeah, I know. Points for commitment. 100%. Have a look out the front. How are we doing? Oh, you've been in the chat as Nebula before, haven't you? I didn't realise that was you. Haha. Is that like your undercover account? Made my second channel. Nothing much on it yet. I've uploaded one short of me pretending to be good at Call of Duty. It's got like 2 views. Rightfully so. That video does not deserve to be shared far and wide. I figured I'd just do everything else on that channel, because I feel like this channel is now so clearly just has to be flight sim only. But I do have a lot of other kind of interests and ambitions with regard to making videos, and I kind of feel like I need another place for all that stuff, and here is not the place for that. YouTube's a bit tricky in that regard. It's like once you've grown an audience that wants a certain thing, if you don't give them that thing, then your channel kind of dies. So rest assured there will be no Call of Duty appearing on this channel. Right, so we're about 150 miles from top of descent. And unless the wind changes direction on us, we should have a very, very mild headwind coming into Darwin. Very mild. I think the live weather bugged on here again because it had like a 88, 89 mile an hour crosswind. I was like, oh, that's surely not right. I kind of want to descend soon because we've got a big blanket of cloud coming up, and quite cool to get underneath that so we can see. Alright, 101 miles it estimates, because we need to go from 36,000, which is where we are currently, down to 8,000, and we're going to do that at 2,000 feet per minute, and it will take us 100 miles to achieve that. And Vegpu is the waypoint that we need to be at 8,000 feet by, and we're currently just under 240 miles away. So I'm going to make our top of descent 110 miles from Vegpu. Still feels weird saying that. Vegpu. Or Vegpu? I don't know. So in any case, we've got about 140 miles to run. I'll show you the plan. So there is Vegpu, that's where we're heading. I must be saying that wrong. There's no way I can be saying that correctly. So here's us, here's waypoint Bones. There is Vegpu. We need to be at 3,000 by Lapa, or Lapa. At which point we'll catch the ILS. Radnav, we've already got the ILS frequency tuned in. Might not be a bad idea actually to do our approach information. So, 1007, 320 and 8. It's 29 on the ground. Ooh. Okay, 1007 in QNH, 29, and I can't remember what the wind was because I am an idiot. 320 and 8. Let's go. Never sure what to put in Barrow. So I can never see on the chart where that information is. Oh, your other channel's doing well. Good, glad to hear it. What sort of stuff do you post? If in doubt, 200 in radio. There we go, done. Subbed on this account now. Oh, hi Nebula. How's it going? Fancy seeing you here. Oh nice, you post plane spotting videos. Cool. I will sub to you. For sure. Who doesn't love some plane spotting videos? you ever watch Big Jet TV? I love that guy. We had a storm here in the UK back in February, and he just went viral that day because he decided to park up at the end of Heathrow's airport runway. And he's always been quite popular in his own niche, but all of a sudden the mainstream media figured out he was there, and they started watching his channel, and they just fell in love with the guy. All of a sudden, like, normal, like, mainstream news outlets were reporting on him and sharing his content. It was awesome for him. He's kind of like a football commentator, in a way. But he's doing it for aircraft landing. The way he gets so excited as they come in and, you know, line up and everything like that. He loves it. Alright, that's 100 miles to top of descent. Final stretch now, won't take long. I had to make a video of an A350 landing at Melbourne Airport the other day, but I was so focused on watching the plane, my camera was pointing at the ground. Oh no. I mean, I can see how that could happen. Yeah, you must get some great planes coming in and out of there. Do you get A380s in Melbourne? Hey, Indy's here. How you doing, Indy? You alright? You've only seen one take off the once? Okay. Probably certain we've had this song already. I've got it on shuffle, so maybe it's like duping on some songs. I don't want to go back to school. Yeah, I know that feeling. I don't know. I feel like when I was at school I was like, I want to leave, I don't like it, and then as soon as I left I was like, oh, school was really cool, wasn't it, actually? You kind of realise how easy you had it. It's not the same for everyone though. 75 miles to top a descent. Not far to go. So we are heading to a waypoint called TN. Fergie, Stones, Alley. And that's where we need to be at 8,000 feet. It's highly probable that the green line on the minimap that you're seeing is not going to be where we actually go. So I think I selected a different star in SimToolkit Pro, which is what drives the map, and I chose a different star within the plane. So just be prepared for that. Or maybe not. Maybe I did choose the right one. Oh, HD. I'm fairly certain I've seen HD Melbourne Aviation. Yeah. Yeah, very cool channel. When are we descending, Indy? We are going to be descending. Let me show you. Bear with. 101 miles we need, because we're at 36,000, we're going to go down to 8. And it estimates 101 miles, so that's the waypoint there that we need to be 8,000 feet at. So we're going to start our descent in about 50 miles, so about 110 miles out. Just so we've got a little bit of time if we need to lose any speed or, you know, just anything really could potentially come up. I'd rather have a bit of grace than oh, you can do gaming content, yeah. Well, I think that's what I'm going to try and do on my other channel, because while I do absolutely adore Flight Sim, I do other stuff. But this is just not the venue for it at all. Maybe I'll do a bit on the other channel when the Modern Warfare 2 comes out, because I do quite like all that kind of stuff. from South Wales. Very nice indeed. Good morning, how are you doing? Miles to go, then we're going to start our descent. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. I had to put those things up above like the height and the speed, so I use a piece of software called Sim Toolkit Pro, and you connect that to the sim, and then it gives you a web browser source that you can add into OBS, which then puts that data up on the screen for you all to see while I stream. And it also drives the map as well. A little bit fiddly to set up if you're new to it, but it's not too bad. So we're 10 miles out to top of descent. Which is basically going to be when the plane makes a turn. It's going to line up with roughly where our top of descent is. Not long now. Here we go. Okay. Let's put 8,000 feet in the window. And we'll do that at 2,000 feet per minute. So there we go. I noticed that the cockpit is a little bit blurry. I think that's because I've put on Nvidia's DLSS, which is where it scales down the image and then uses artificial intelligence to make it the actual resolution you need. No, I haven't seen that. So I think if you look at the mini-map, you can just see where our flight ends now, as we make our way into Darwin. Paper plane account is back. Glad to see it. Very glad to see it. We're also just coming up on 30,000 feet. Probably going to be descending for another 11 minutes. I have an idea for April Fool's Day. You should fly a paper plane. The thumbnail should be an A320. I'm going to have to look into this paper plane. I've got lots of questions, like A, does it have landing gear? B, can you like throttle and throttle down, or is it literally the wind that powers it? Like, can be throttled. Brilliant. Look at that. That's a pretty cool piece of landscape, isn't it? Has an invisible engine. Of course it does. So when you land, does it tip to one side, or has it got like invisible landing gear? It floats, okay. Alright, that's 20,000. Let's, in anticipation, see if we can get our speed down to 250, because curious to see whether the plane can even do it. Because we're going to need to get down there by 10,000. Which is about 5 minutes away. Just wondering whether it can kind of do it on its own. Maybe if we drop our rate of descent just by a little tiny bit. Because we have got that time. Gradually creeping down, isn't it, that tape? Real slow. I mean, there may come a point where it just stops. Like, based on how much we need to descend, it can descend at a lower speed, but it won't necessarily get all the way down to 250. What time's the next stream? Hopefully tomorrow, 7 PM UK time. All being well. Oh, you're from Darwin. Nice. Yeah, sorry we're not doing the full realism with the time of day. I just kind of figured this landscape is too good to miss, really. I'd hate to be flying in the dark and missing all this good stuff. Good to have you in the stream anyway, appreciate it. Dino the Cappuccino. That's a great name. Wake up at 4:55 AM. My goodness. I almost feel bad. Oh, you're in Adelaide? Well, we were in Adelaide a few days ago. We're doing a little bit of a tour. We started in Brisbane, went to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne, Melbourne to Adelaide, Adelaide to Alice Springs, and now Alice Springs to Darwin. I'm trying to think of where the best place is to go next from Darwin to kind of conclude. And it'd be nice to end up in Perth, but I don't really know if there's anywhere much in between that you can land an A380 on. A380, A320. Yeah, I'm from the UK, yeah. I guess we could sort of head north. Sort of like climb our way up through room. How do you say that? Coonaroora? So is that in between Darwin and Perth? Yeah, I mean, ideally, I try to do like 2-hour-ish flights just because of the time constraints I have here. And Darwin to Perth is more like a 4-hour. We'll be able to get the A320 down more or less anywhere, I think. I've landed it on some very short runways that it wasn't rated for, so I think we'll be okay. As long as it's not literally just like an airstrip in a field. Alright. We're almost at 250, but equally we're almost at 10,000, so we use a little bit of speed brakes just to get us that the rest of the way down to 250. So it's not going to quite get there on its own. Sapa is crazy. Oh nice, you're going on a 737 sim. That's amazing. Is it one of the ones like where you go in a pod on hydraulic legs? That kind of thing. I recently did a 737 sim experience myself, but I think it's a little bit different to what you're describing. It was more a yeah, mine wasn't full motion. Mine was kind of like they just built it in a room. They built this cockpit that was very much like, you know, all the instruments and the controls, everything, very, very good. But they were just like projecting. They had 3 projectors, and they tried to sort of line them up so that it made like a wraparound effect. It's very cool, but in a few ways it was a bit weird as well. Was a little bit weird. It's just like I went to use the rudder pedals and they were like, oh no, don't do that. I was like, oh, okay. Then I went to use the throttle. They're like, no, we'll do the throttle. So yeah, it's a little bit strange. And not being able to use the throttle on the way down, having someone else do it, is almost less helpful. Because you can't quite anticipate what they're going to be doing. So it almost makes life harder. Yeah, it was weird. And I went into it much the same. It was prior to me getting the PMDG. So I went into it kind of clueless. I wouldn't say I'm like an authority on the A320, but I can definitely fly it a lot better than I can the Boeing, put it that way. Okay, so we're coming up on our waypoint. Veg poo, if it's even called that. But yeah, basically I came back from that 737 sim experience being like, okay, time to buy the PMDG. Let's do it, let's learn it. And I'm still very much in learning mode with it. Very much in learning mode. Right, we can be less than 8,000. This is fly-by-wire. Yeah, I'm too stingy for Phoenix, unfortunately. I can understand paying for the PMDG because there's no other decent 737 alternative, but when you've got a fly-by-wire for free, it makes the Phoenix a very hard sell. Oh, nice, that's cool, yeah. Of course you can see the livery. I'll take any excuse to show it off. Definitely getting greener up here, isn't it? Definitely getting greener. Okay. So we're working our way down to 3,000 now. Let's see if we can get our speed under control as well. Airways bit in blue. What star? Oh, blimey, I've forgotten already. What was it? Had a funny name. Basically, we're doing it a little bit off-piste, shall we say. I'm going to bring that altitude down a little bit. Yeah, the A320 had a bit of a moment when I put in the star. It decided to almost like draw a weird figure of eights all over here, kind of near to where we got to Darwin. So I had to try and clean that up a little bit. So it's probably not true to life. So it was this one here, Veg P7A. But yeah, the plane just threw an absolute wobbly. It did not like whatever it was we were doing. Definitely not as green as Melbourne, is it? I mean, you know, we've got some trees on the ground, but you can still see that kind of scorched earth look. Like Melbourne, I was really shocked. It's almost like, you know, I could have been flying into Ireland, into like Dublin or something, you know? Alright, here we go. 3,000 feet. Of course, the 2,500 feet is going to spam me. That's what it does. That's its whole point. There's no curfews or noise restrictions. Huh. Did not know that. It's very cool having a bit of local knowledge in the chat. Appreciate it. So we're about to come around on final. I mean, I guess it's like kind of convenient for you as a flyer if you can get a flight at that kind of time. Yeah, that flap animation was not good, was it? You noticed that too. Right, it's time to forego the pretty views and start paying attention. So the glide slope is above us, so that's always a plus. Coming in on runway 29. We're at 3,000 feet, where it wants us to be. Speed is nicely under control by the look of things. So it's a case of waiting for that turn. And right on cue, the adult dating sites are here. It's been fun, but we'll be seeing you. You got bitten by another spider today? Are you serious? You okay? I'm guessing like not a nasty spider, given that you're here in the chat and not like in a hospital. Right. Here we go. I know it's only a game, but they really did make it look good, didn't they? Like, oh nice, you stop on there and spell it planes for awesome. Right. Feet on rudder pedals. Time to concentrate. Pesky whitetail. Is a whitetail bad or not so bad? How are we doing for wind? Not much. Really not much. That's lucky. Let's see if approach mode's going to work, because we've got the ILS frequency programmed in, so it should, in theory, work. Guess we'll see. There he goes. They hide in cloves. Ugh. Oh yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah. Mr. Skinny Legs. I've watched that episode far too many times. Not by choice, I hasten to add. Yeah, I can imagine actually how they need to be careful about that. So I guess a whitetail still gives you a fairly nasty...
2,500.
There it is. Gear down. Good. So is it just like a painful bite with a white tail and then you're okay, or are they actually quite bad? There it is. Right. Approach mode. Thank you for your service. Now it's time for me to potentially make a fool of myself. Hurts for a while, then it goes away. Oh, okay. I could not live like that. I'd constantly be in fear, I think. It's bad enough we have false widows now here in the UK. And they're definitely becoming more popular. They're definitely getting about... In fact, I've got like 3 of them in the garage here. And I do all of my streaming from my shed. So I converted my shed into like a gaming room, streaming room kind of thing. So I have to walk through the garage to get to my shed that's like joined onto the garage. Which means I have to kind of walk through that every day. And I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. Right, eyes down for a full house. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Where's that road then? Can I see the road? Is that the road to
1,000.
1,000. Is that the main road there to my left that you were talking about? Just need to come to the left just a touch, not by much. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I like how they cleared the trees except for that little bit that can take out your right wing. I guess that's maybe the AI having a moment.
100 above.
Hold it steady. Come on, don't ruin it now. You got people watching, this is important.
Minimum.
Not sure I like those trees being there.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Down, a little bit late, a little bit floaty there. But we are, however, down. Alright, where do we go? Not bad, I'd give that one a 7 out of 10. Where are you getting those figures from, Indy? Are you like following me on Sim Toolkit or something like that? The left is an RAF base and the right is commercial. Oh, really? That's a good job I turned right then. I nearly turned left. Hey, no worries. You have a good day now. Thank you for coming along, really. I do appreciate it. Not sure what to make of these ground markings. Bit weird. So they sort of want us to go in here and then... Oh, I don't know. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Let's go over here. This will do. Would I consider VATSIM? You know what? I've been meaning to. I have been meaning to. I think I'm going to install it and then maybe do the... what's it called? Is it like the observer mode? Where I can just... I can be in it and hear it all and see it all, but they can't see me, so I can hopefully hopefully learn a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure what it would add to our streams. Maybe it would add a little bit to it. Potential to add a whole lot of stress to them, put it that way. But yeah, I think I kind of like just flying around, enjoying the chill vibes, talking to people. That's kind of like what I get out of the sim at the moment. But yeah, I'll definitely look into that sim for sure, because I'm curious about it. But yeah, I think that concludes the stream. Thank you all for coming. Really do appreciate it. If you're new around here, hit the sub button. We do 4 streams a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Potential bonus stream at the weekends, though I can never promise those. Darwin to Broome, thank you for that recommendation, by the way. I appreciate that, because I'm a little bit out of my depth, really. My geography in Australia is not great, and I want to get down to Perth, and if that's sort of on the way, that could be perfect to split it up. When will the next one be? So I'm going to do a stream tomorrow night, UK time, 7 PM, which probably won't be an Australia route. My next Australia route will be Wednesday morning, 9:30 AM UK time, so similar time as today, but see, Wednesday, which I guess will be your Wednesday evening. So for me at the moment it's 10 to 12 in the morning, so 11:52 AM. So I went live at 9:30 this morning on a Monday. Then I'll go live again for the next Australia leg Wednesday, 9:30 AM UK time. But there will be a stream tomorrow night, hopefully. Not sure where. Maybe somewhere in Europe, maybe America. So that'll be 7 PM UK time, Tuesday. But yeah, hit the sub button, ring the bell is the best way, because then if you're about and I do go live, you'll hopefully get a notification pop through. And with that, I'll say thanks very much. Really do appreciate everyone coming by. I really do. Yeah, I still can't quite believe that people come along and watch my flight sim shenanigans, but it's absolutely amazing that you do, and I appreciate all of you. So thank you again. If I can see any of you tomorrow, that'd be great. Tomorrow evening, 7 PM UK. If not, I'll see you in the very near future, hopefully. You will take care and have a great day.